For you at 11, a pharmacy that once gave medicine to 3 kids, which then caused them to need to go to the hospital, it's now banned from compounding medicine. The Kentucky Board of Pharmacy found that back in August of 2024, MedSave Pharmacy incorrectly compounded clonidine. 3 kids who took the medication then had to be treated at a hospital. The board's investigation found MedSave had serious problems with their training, oversight, and record keeping, plus the storage of compounded drugs. MedSave has been banned from compounding medication now for 5 years. It was also put on probation and ordered to pay a $5,000 fine. The pharmacist in charge, J. Drain Stevens, has also agreed to surrender his license in May and will have to petition the board if he ever wants it back.